Support for Greenfield Community Television's coverage of the 2025 Winter Carnival is brought to you by Boxco, modern plywood cabinetry made in Greenfield, Massachusetts. Support is also provided by Pete's Seafood Restaurant at 54 School Street in Greenfield. Support is also provided by Rubber Duck Tech Repair at 91 Main Street, Suite 1 in Greenfield. Support is also provided by Real Cleaners, over 50 years in the commercial cleaning business. Support is also provided by Greenfield Solar at 2 Fisk Avenue in Greenfield, Massachusetts. Support for the 2025 Winter Carnival is provided by Regari Real Estate, 82 Federal Street in downtown Greenfield. Also supporting GCTV's coverage of the Winter Carnival is Brad's Place at 353 Main Street.
Hi, my name is Nathan Peterson, and I'm doing an ice sculpture of a person doing yoga. I like to do yoga, and it's helped me a lot in life, and I think everyone should give it a shot. So I thought, yeah, I'd make this. It is Eagle Pose, Gaharasana. Thought it would be a really cool form to do. This is maybe my 7th or 8th year doing Greenfield. I do stonework, and I do make some crafts and stuff. No, I like to work with the ice, and I kind of started, I went to school for sculpture, and it just kind of popped up this way. And I enjoy doing it a couple times a year. It's an interesting medium, the way that the light hits the ice, and it's got kind of a unique quality to it, and it's kind of cool that it's temporary, and it's a short-term thing.
My name's Chip Cozen, and I'm making a polar bear. It's festival's theme is Polar Playground. So, Polar Playground, so Polar Bear. This is my 2nd year, but altogether 45.
How are you into making ice sculptures?
Culinary school. You get one class, so you get to watch it, and then I just liked it. And where I grew up, there was an ice house down the street. So on the weekends, I'd go down to the ice house and get one block of ice. Back in the day, it was $10. Back in the day, it was $10. So on Fridays, I'd carve ice after coming home from college.
Wow.
Learned this by myself with a book and the block of ice at the end of the driveway. I'm a culinary instructor. I won last year.
Are you trying to win this year?
Of course.
Robert Markey. I'm doing a Buddha.
And why are you doing a Buddha?
Because the world needs compassion and kindness today. My art is inspired by what needs to be done in the world, and it's about compassion that needs to happen now.
Love it. And have you ever made ice sculptures for this carnival?
Yes. I think the first one was 10 years ago, and that's the first time I did it, and it was amazing. I did a wolf up by the bank. Well, I carved marble and wood and sculpture, and it was the 10 years ago when Greenfield did this. I had never done it before, so I said, I'm gonna try it. And what blew me away was in one day, I did a sculpture that would have taken me 2 months to do in marble. So I said, oh, wow, I like this. Oh, I do all kinds of different welded steel and marble and wood, and a lot of it's based on social and political issues that we need to make the world better.
My name is Billy Poe. I'm from Three Rivers, Massachusetts. I skipped last year, but I was here the previous 3 years. I was actually in college, and I needed extra credit, so I took ice carving. I was trying to get my degree in culinary arts and hospitality, hotel management. And when I sat down in the class, the professor said, there's 28 people in this class. He said, I'm going to be honest with you folks. Probably only 2 of you are going to be able to do this. And I'm telling you, I almost got up and walked out of the class because I said, that's great. I'm already behind the 8 ball. But he said, if you follow the steps and you follow the procedures, whether you're doing a basket or whether you're doing a giant eagle, if you stick to the fundamentals, like anything else in life, if you practice and you do it over and over again, you'll get better at it. Actually doing an eagle with spread wings. I'm hoping the temperature stays cold. It has to be below freezing. Otherwise, things come apart, So I think we'll be all right, though. It's going to be around 28 to 30 degrees. That's exactly what we want. The only thing I'm concerned about, there may be some precipitation coming in. That's not a good thing. I've won several competitions. I was in Concord, New Hampshire last weekend, and they give you a certain amount of time. The young lady that was working next to me hadn't been doing it very long, so I took time away from my sculpture and I was helping her with some fundamentals. It was almost like I was teaching again. I used to teach the class at Holyoke Community College, so I started helping her, and my wife's going like this with the time, you know, we got to get going. So my sculpture wasn't finished, but I still ended up coming in fifth place. So I never hesitate to help somebody else. That's good karma, you know what I mean? So even though it took a half an hour out of my time, I would do it again, you know? And I told her, don't beat yourself up, take your time. Listen, I said, you don't want to see the first two sculptures I did 30 years ago. They weren't anything to look at or brag about. But the more you do and you take your time, you know. When I used to teach the class at Holyoke Community College, I would tell the students to get a drawing pad at the Ocean State Job Lot or someplace, and then just train your brain into taking your ideas from up here and transferring them out into your hands. So do some drawing, and that's really good practice. You know, that's a good habit to get into, to get yourself trained, you know, to, you know, I'm drawing a blank now. I think my brain's too cold today.
My name is Mark Bosworth. I'm from Athol, Mass. I've been a wood sculptor for a number of years, starting off with hand carvings, and then I went to chainsaw sculpture. And for the last, more than 20 years, I've been on and off carving ice. I think I've been here almost since the very first ones here in Greenfield every year. Enjoy carving. Today I'm doing a knight with a shield and a sword over his head, a defender of righteousness. I had several drawings I came up with. I went completely off the cuff basically and kind of came up with this at the last minute, something different, you know. I've done lions and eagles and angels and all kinds of things, dragons with riders on them in the past, and I have done a night once before, a long time ago, for a first night celebration at Carvening in Orange. I haven't done one since, so I thought this would be a nice chance to put another glistening armor, icy armor in the streets of Greenfield.
And what got you into ice sculpting?
I think it was just, I think it might have been even with the Starry Starry Night in Orange when they first were looking for somebody to carve ice, and I thought that was intriguing. And I had done some, snow sculptures and stuff, but not with ice, and I using the same tools I used for chainsaw carving. I think it was just at the request and interest, and always fascinated when you see these ice sculptures around. And I have born with an artistic gift given from God. My whole family is artistic, and sculpture is my forte, So I enjoy just creating something for people to enjoy, and sometimes they have a message with them. I've probably taken more first place awards than most of the people. Not always. There's some great carvers out here. But People's Choice is it's an interesting vote. Everybody gets to just choose, and a lot of times it's not the detail or even the expertise. It's something that catches people's interest. And I like there's no bad carvers. There's just people with different views and expressions and stuff. I mean, on the streets here that I've seen in the past, there's some very interesting things with people that come off with that don't have a lot of experience. I have quite a bit of experience with carvers, and I know that some of the guys out here have been doing it for a number of years as well. But enjoy it, yeah.
So we are here at the Greenfield Winter Carnival, and this is Wayne Miller, who is carving 2 blocks of ice into it's going to be a fantastic sculpture of birds at a bird feeder, which is a really timely seasonal sculpture. We've been coming down here for probably 7 or 8 years, and it's always a great family event that we look forward to. Well, ideally, every carver would love to do their ideal fantasy sculpture. However, a lot of it depends on the weather. And on a day like today, when it's kind of iffy, you could maybe fuse ice together to make something tall, but probably not going to happen today. So you kind of keep in mind the event and the venue and the weather, because you may need to change your design at the last minute. So sometimes they come up with 2 or 3 so that you've got something for each condition. Yeah, the tent was a last minute item because of the predicted rain. We're getting a little sleet and snow right now, so that's not too bad. But yeah, the tent, basically they use a lot of chainsaws. They used to use gas-powered chainsaws, but now it's all electric, so they're not quite as, well, they're pretty noisy, but they're not as smelly, so that's good. I think I would just suggest, you come around to some of these events and talk to the carvers. Some of these guys do it professionally, so they're always out there doing carvings for weddings and conferences and parties. So I would just start talking to them and see where it goes.
My name's Marie, and I'm doing a Pikachu. It'll eventually look like that once I put on the tail and the ears and stuff like that. No, I actually did a bear last year down the street. That was cute. I was taking a culinary class, and they had a demo, and I just went to see how it's done, and they handed me a tool, like one of these, and they're like, why don't you give it a try? And so I did, and I was like, this is amazing, I love it, and I've done it ever since. I like to make animals because I just love nature and animals, but that's mostly why I do it. And just trying something new every time is always fun. In the past, I've probably been doing this a little over 10 years. So I started out in Chester, Connecticut. They used to have a competition. Give it a try. Talk to people that do it. Everybody's really always helpful, friendly, willing to share experience and stuff like that. It's a really fun thing to do.
Peter Vakina, and I'm carving the Grinch Who Stole Your Heart, keeping Valentine's Day in mind. And I think this is my 6th year here. It's a lot of fun. And I'm a marble sculptor, and carving ice is the ice is a lot softer than marble. It's a lot of fun, the crystal clear ice, and I just like being here. Well, I just thought about Valentine's Day being about 2 weeks away. And that was it. And the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. So I was just happy to do the Grinch, and my granddaughter's boyfriend suggested doing the Grinch Who Stole Your Heart, and there we go. So one of my friends has been sculpting here since the beginning, asked me if I'd like to do ice sculpting, and I jumped right on it. So I've been here ever since.
Support for Greenfield Community Television's coverage of the 2025 Winter Carnival is brought to you by Boxco, modern plywood cabinetry made in Greenfield, Massachusetts. Support is also provided by Pete's Seafood Restaurant at 54 School Street in Greenfield. Support is also provided by Rubber Duck Tech Repair at 91 Main Street, Suite 1 in Greenfield. Support is also provided by Real Cleaners, over 50 years in the commercial cleaning business. Support is also provided by Greenfield Solar at 2 Fisk Avenue in Greenfield, Massachusetts. Support for the 2025 Winter Carnival is provided by Regari Real Estate, 82 Federal Street in downtown Greenfield. Also supporting GCTV's coverage of the Winter Carnival is Brad's Place at 353 Main Street